A satellite detects a volcano's warning, but not from lava. It's the trees nearby that reveal the first signs. How can forests notice trouble before anyone else?
Today is 2025-05-25. Let's start. Usually, we picture volcanoes as unpredictable. Eruption happens, and people rush to get away. But scientists now say trees, with a little help from NASA satellites, might actually tip us off before disaster hits. How is that possible?
It really is fascinating. Trees near volcanoes act almost like natural sensors for volcanic changes. When magma rises underground, it releases carbon dioxide. That CO2 gets taken up by the tree roots. This actually makes the leaves greener and thicker, though you wouldn't notice just by looking. But NASA satellites, like Landsat 8 and the Evulo mission, can pick up on this subtle greening from space.
So instead of just using seismometers or gas detectors, which can miss early signs, we're looking at the health of trees from above?
Right. Traditional tools still matter, but they have limits. Many volcanoes are far away, hard to access, or too risky for regular checks. But trees are right there, at the heart of it. When they start soaking up extra CO2, they change in ways satellites can detect, sometimes days or even weeks ahead of the more obvious warnings.
How much earlier are we talking? Is there a real-world example that shows this?
Mayon volcano in the Philippines is a good case. Back in December 2017, the tree satellite system noticed rising CO2. That triggered evacuations. By the time Mayon erupted in January 2018, more than 56,000 people had been moved. No casualties. That early warning made a huge difference.
That's significant. But what if there aren't enough trees? Does the system fail in those cases?
That's a real limitation. In places where a volcano is surrounded mostly by rock or in dry regions with little vegetation, this method is tougher to use. Plus, other factors, drought, disease, wildfires, can also change tree health and make it hard to tell if the cause is volcanic or something else.
So, this doesn't replace seismometers or gas sensors. It's more of an extra tool, right?
Exactly. It's meant to add to what we already use. Researchers are also working on better algorithms to spot these vegetation changes and trying to adapt the system for places with fewer trees. There's even talk of other ecological indicators, like grasses or mosses, where forests aren't available.
What would it take to expand this kind of tree-based monitoring worldwide?
We need better detection algorithms first. Also, more baseline data on what healthy vegetation looks like around each volcano. And since volcanoes cross borders, international cooperation is important to standardize how we respond. There are technical hurdles too, like improving satellite resolution and combining different data sources. But those are being addressed.
Why does this matter globally, beyond just a few communities near volcanoes?
Volcanic eruptions threaten more than 800 million people worldwide, often with little warning. If we can predict eruptions even days earlier, it could save lives, reduce confusion, and help communities get ready. Plus, this approach, combining ecology and space technology, might help us monitor other disasters too.
It's science working across disciplines. Who would have guessed that trees, silent, rooted, usually overlooked, would be the first to signal a volcano's unrest from miles away?
It comes down to picking up signals that have always been present, just hidden from us until now. Makes you wonder what other languages in nature we're missing.
That wraps it up well. Trees, satellites, volcanoes, a fresh approach to disaster prediction.
Thanks for joining us. Today we explored how trees and satellites are changing volcanic warnings, why it matters, and what's coming next.
Thank you for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Try it for free.